So last night I had this dream, and in the dream I was in a competition, and I was at a competition, and one of the parts of the competition, really near the end, and I was doing really well in the competition, and I had to do a speech. I had to speak to this massive audience, and I was obviously being judged on this by these 4 judges, different people that existed in this dream, and I went to go up. The other people had all spoken, and I was to go and do my speech. And at the time, I had all these cue cards, millions of cue cards, and they had all of my amazing speech that I'd spent hours putting together, and was on these cue cards, and they were all numbered. That's how many cue cards there were. And when I went to go up, what happened was I looked down at my cue cards, and they were all completely out of order, and none of it made sense. And I was really concerned, so concerned about it, that I started to try and see if I could organize the cue cards into their order, and it just got more and more muddled up. And so I said to the judges that I couldn't do my speech, and there was all this, sort of a little bit of a discussion between them, and I was looking on, and I thought, well, that makes no sense. I speak all the time, and I could speak to this audience. Maybe I don't need the cue cards. Maybe I don't need to prepare. And and a part of it was also in this strange, so I said, hey, hold on, I will do my speech, I will. And then I was like, well, where am I going to stand? What am I going to do? Because it's really wet down there where everyone can see me. Maybe I could stand over here, but people couldn't see me there. And maybe I could stand over here, but people couldn't see me there. And then they just said, well, why don't you just stand in the water? You're going to have to get your feet wet, And I was like, why don't I? Why don't I just stand in the water and get my feet wet? And so I started to speak, and I was speaking about engaging will and being driven and achieving the things that you're wanting to achieve, and how important engaging your will is. And at the end, everyone cheered, and some people came up to me, and they talked to me, and they asked me questions that were specific to them, and everyone listened while I talked to different people one-on-one, and was able to just help them. They actually couldn't really hear what I was talking to the other person about. It was really important to them, and I was listening to that one person in that moment in front of this massive stage. And I thought, how amazing, and my insight around this morning was that I can speak. I don't have to have the cue cards. A part of it is just doing it, and I can get, about getting my feet wet, putting my feet in the water and having a go. And really sort of seeing that the feedback, the judgment in this competition, I guess, of life, is that we can't be judged unless we actually get our feet wet and we have a go. And the judgments that around that feedback was really lovely, and was really positive, and really affirmed me where I was at. All of this in a dream. Isn't it amazing how we can be considering getting out there and do I do a video, and how do I stand up and talk on social media, and and then standing here now and saying, really, it is just about getting your feet wet and having a go. So that's all I wanted to share with you today, and I'm guessing you're going to see a few more videos from me coming into the future. This is where I live. I live in my dream space out here in Te Arai, and my pony's down there across the way with my 2 beautiful boys. So have a great day, everyone.